Kilpailussa mukana Ramirent. Kotikatsomon eväät tarjoaa Kotipizza.
What's up, everyone, and welcome to the second stop of the Prodigy Disc Pro Tour 2021. We are here in Tampere, Finland. This is the round one front nine FPO coverage brought to you by Natural Born Disc Golfer. Thank you guys for sharing this coverage with us here at Gatekeeper Media. And this commentary is brought to you by Parked Podcast. My name is Mitch Phillips. Joining me is my good friend and co-host Hayden Riccard. How are you, buddy?
Doing good. Excited to see these women attack yet another hard course.
Yeah, it seems every course on this tour has a different level of difficulty. But moving into our card today, Eveliina Salonen, our winner from the first stop. Another familiar face, Heidi Laine, sponsored by Dynamic Discs.
She can bomb some throws.
Also, Maija Laitinen. Saw her on the round one of the first stop here at the Prodigy Pro Tour.
I like her forehand.
Great forehand. A new player to us to be able to watch here is Olivia Kindstedt, sponsored by Latitude 64. Excited to see her attack this difficult course here in Tampere. But let's check in with our leaderboard after the first stop, the Pro Tour. Eveliina and Henna, being at the top, no surprise there. Excited to see them battle it out over these three rounds. Moving into hole one, par four, 689 feet. This hole is difficult right out of the gate. You want to land a little bit further than the drone is now. Ideally, the biggest shots are going to land in this big open area. Then the out of bounds tends to come into play on the right side and the left as your second shot moving into this area. And then your third shot, putting just close, getting a shot for par is really what you're going to be looking for here. Being at this distance, first hole, walking away with par, even a bogey can feel like you're getting a stroke on some of the field.
Yeah, and the fairway narrows as you're going down, so it's getting tighter and tighter, so your throws definitely need to be crucial of where you're landing.
Yeah, we're probably going to see some of our players go for the big landing zone, maybe even disc down and try to just not move too far left to right.
It's a good kick out of the first trees right there.
And that's perfect.
It's kind of where you want to be. It sets you up for your second shot.
See if Heidi can correct on that just a little bit. Maybe a touch too understable out of Eveliina.
Almost follows suits. Hopefully that got down quick, or she's going to be really guarded and have to pitch out to the fairway.
Yeah, as that was turning, I'm sure she was wanting the exact kick that Eveliina found. But different approach here. Maija going to the forehand.
It's interesting.
Oh, and catches that early right. If that would have worked out, she's using the entire fairway, that right to left movement with the forehand, trying to just get out to that open space.
Let's see what Olivia can do here.
Ripping on a fairway driver.
This looks really clean.
Looks perfect.
Yeah.
Matching the ground, minimizing that left to right movement, and just setting up your feet. As you can see, we're about to go to Maija's shot. Just not having anywhere to run up. There's a lot of water, standing water here, as it did recently rain, and a lot of these shots can get really difficult, and you can lose distance because you're having to go behind casual relief.
Maija going for another forehand.
If this doesn't cut roll,
she might be in a decent spot.
Yeah.
To get back up.
And like we said, the footing. Not even being able to run up here is Heidi.
This looks as best as she can do from there.
Yeah,
with a standstill. That's pretty far distance for a standstill.
Yeah, it's going to be a long third shot for her, but par's definitely still on the table.
And you see that fairway just pinching down closer and closer, and that OB riding that out of bounds. Maija going for a big shot here.
And I like this play. She wasn't trying to throw some weird kind of like flex shot, max distance thing. She was knowing that par is not necessarily in the cards for her anymore. So she's setting up her next shot and her next shot, easing herself to the basket. Eveliina not looking to ease herself to the basket, trying to go all the way. Turns over just a bit.
She's going to have to play. You might be able to get out if she has a look, but might just have to pitch out to the fairway.
We're going to see a lot of that.
Yeah.
As we finally get to Olivia's drive here.
It's a great look at the basket.
Yeah, I mean, Birdie, see how this comes out. Just a little bit low and right.
Hey, she stayed safe.
Mm-hmm.
No OBE. Should be up there to throw it close. With a forehand, probably? Nope. She's going
She's
backhand.
going to go to the backhand,
She's
yeah.
going to go backhand.
And warming up that touch backhand, this kind of patent pending stance is going to be so important as these holes just get more difficult.
Oh, yeah. Just right next to the basket.
She warmed it up for hours beforehand, apparently, because that is a tap-in. Good stress-free score there for her on hole 1. Such a different approach there to step out, but then be able to still control your hips and your pull-through to get a hyzer release. Is Maija trying to run it here
I
on
think she
hole
was
1.
trying to just a little bit there.
Yeah, we did see a lot of throw-ins.
Yes, we did.
The first stop here, the Prodigy
I wonder
Pro
if
Tour.
we're going to see some more.
Unless Eveliina catches a quarter pipe here, not going to be throwing in. Needs to slow down, though.
At least that's casual.
Yeah, and it's a
Especially
great
have
display
footing.
of the scramble.
Mm-hmm.
Matching that angle, knowing how far that this is going to turn, keeping on that cut roller.
And Heidi just missing her testing putt.
Yeah, that's that weird, like 20-ish, maybe a little bit further
Just
range.
maybe not as confident
Yeah.
on the first hole.
Mm-hmm.
But we know she can putt.
Oh, yeah. Speaking
We've
of
definitely
putting,
seen it.
Eveliina smashing a putt, having to go maybe 3-4 feet back from the casual water
Yep.
and finding par.
Great putt. And Maija just doing a tap in for bogey. Like you said, I mean, bogey feels good here.
Mm-hmm.
For the distance and how difficult that this first hole is, to just like that.
Yeah, I mean,
The nerves can get you.
yeah, it's hole 1. You're on the Pro Tour. It's an unfortunate double bogey. Hope to see Heidi be able to correct and
You know
find
she
her
wants
putt.
those last 2 putts back.
Oh, for sure. I mean, with a look for par and then unfortunately walking away. But Olivia played that hole to perfection.
Yeah. Hole 2, par 3, 407 feet. Gonna see a lot of the players land just past these 2 trees, just a little bit on the inside left. Got to get the height right to get as far as you can. This is going to be another 2-shot hole just because of the distance that's just out of reach.
Yeah, I mean, even for some of the furthest throwers in the FPO division,
It's gonna test you, and it's gonna be what line you're taking with that height and how far it can push down that fairway and left.
yeah, and we've seen that the best way to get to this one is to cut inside over the top.
Yeah.
But of course, that brings the most danger as well, because if you short it, or if you try to put too much power,
You're
maybe
kick
turn
down.
over here like Olivia does, you're in a very weird spot to try to find this kind of tiered green. This looks maybe just a bit inside there from Maija, but gets the cut roll out.
She'll have a hyzer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Heidi definitely has the distance to reach this. Yeah, if you haven't watched the first stop of the Prodigy Disc Pro Tour, definitely go back on Gatekeeper Media's channel and watch that. Just so many highlights. One of those, won't spoil it, but Heidi Laine picking up a birdie on one of the hardest and longest holes at that course.
Yeah, that was a sight to see for sure.
Oh, yeah. But like you said, we're going to see our players here. Getting par here is ideal.
Stay up there. Yeah.
2 holes in a row. Maija on her upshots getting close. You can start feeling it a little bit, getting that confidence early on those upshots.
You might see one go in later.
Yeah,
We don't know yet. And that just missing it.
just low. Hits the Lincoln logs, rolls back. It's good height there from Heidi. Puts her in that range a little bit closer than the putt she had on 1. So Eveliina should just have a tap in for par.
It's a good bogey for Olivia.
Yeah, unfortunate off the drive there to put herself in kind of a weird position, but some of these long distance par 3s really playing closer to that 4.
Yep. And that's a good stroke. As you can see from
She
her
knows it,
happiness
yeah.
there. She's like, oh, look at that. I can putt.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure we've all had those moments.
And Eveliina has a lot of those moments. One of the best putters on this tour, I'd argue.
Yes.
And Maija in for par as well.
3 pars and a bogey. Not too bad for that hole.
Not at all. Moving on to hole 3, par 3, 387 feet. This is a left to right shaping hole. Going over the top really isn't an option, and it is a specific shot that needs to turn right, but at the very end. You're throwing an overstable disc, it'll fade out early, puts you in kind of a weird position. You really need to be turning right the entire way. We'll see the approach they try here as Eveliina goes a little bit inside, but finds a
kick
that nearly takes a kneecap off. It's a great position, though.
Yeah, this is really a shot that requires so much touch.
Yeah.
Being able to turn that disc up with height and have the distance to get past the trees a little bit.
Yeah, it's commitment and trust as well.
And
as we see, this is the area you're going to see just not enough commitment on it.
Just fading out left.
Mm-hmm. Thankfully, she stays on the outside of it. And you can see the mud here on the tee pad as well. When you're having to turn something over, you're really having to commit to that Anheuser angle, rotate on that heel really hard. As we see
and it's
a slip,
hard to do when you have that mud.
And that was the right height, but just that little slip maybe coming out a bit earlier than she expected.
Yeah, you really want to use your plant foot off the front end and rotate and, I guess, pivot it.
Yeah.
To get that full rotation.
Let's see if Olivia can correct on the shots before her. Almost fighting through. That's okay. Yeah, she sits down pretty well. Maybe a little bit of a touch shot. Maybe a sneaky forehand roller to the pin. But yeah, this course, I mean, your scramble rating has to be so high to shoot a hot round. You're kind of expecting that. How do you feel about that on a course like this where you have your open courses where, hey, if you shank a shot, you're maybe not in a great spot? How do you feel about this where your scrambling has to be on point? Anyone's going to scramble. Your leader's going to get off. You're going to have a weird kick. How do you feel?
It's got to be tightened up a lot and being able to take yourself out of that bad situation and get up close to make a putt. I mean, you're looking at probably more than 80% of the time that you have to be able to play those shots and just do something that you're not comfortable with most of the time.
Yeah, this is a course too. I feel like in practice, you're kind of maybe even putting yourself in a weird position. Like if I hit this tree,
I'd want to set up that way.
Right. It's not an if, it's a when.
It's an inevitability.
Yeah. So we see Olivia have to go to a forehand here.
Great upshot.
Going to go back-to-back bogeys here on 2 and 3, but
I mean, that's pretty standard, though. It's what most of the field's going to get anyways.
Heidi trying to put one in from
this
very far.
This hole, circle. Like we said, is just the touch and having it to be able to get all the way down and clean. It's really hard. Luckily, there's no OB on it.
Ooh,
and what a
sneaky tucking in left side, keeping the bogey-free round going. Great putt there, too, from Maija Laitinen.
And if Eveliina can just card a couple birdies, she's going to be doing a hot round.
Yeah,
I mean she's already doing a hot round now. But
we were talking about it beforehand. I mean, being close to even is going to be an incredible score here. But the front nine is definitely where you need to and honestly can score.
Yep.
The back nine, if you can go even +1, +2 on that back nine, you're going to feel great.
Yeah, the back nine is brutal. Moving on to hole 4, par 4, 860 feet. It's a very open shot. Gonna see a lot of the players end up just short or right at that tree line. Go for it. It's really a 3-shot par 4. And it's technical with a lot of movement left to right, going up to a non-guarded green on some wood chips.
Yeah, and this hole averaging a par 5. So getting a bogey here is matching the rest of the field as
Eveliina is going for the distance.
Wow.
I mean, that's a smash.
Yeah, that's perfect. I mean, that's exactly what you want. The mistake here is going to be to turn.
Well,
You'll try to throw a
you
little bit too
want to be
far.
left. You don't want to be right.
Yeah, if you put a little bit too much oomph behind it, you flip over, finding yourself on that right side is going to be tough, but this looks really good as well.
Yeah, being an open spot and not cut off on that left side is where you'd like to be to set up your second shot to get down further down the fairway.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you can do a full flex on the next shot.
Yeah. And I enjoy that design of, hey, it's a par 4. Your second shot is maybe not getting you to the pin. Like it demands it.
It makes it harder.
Right. It's a different mental switch of like, I'm not trying to get birdie here.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to get par. It eases it up a little bit too. It's a little bit less stressful going like, okay, I have another shot that I'm able to use. But also lets you be able to be really aggressive.
It's another, 4 great shots there.
Mm-hmm. The second shot here is where it can get technical. These tiny little trees in the fairway start to get in your mind. And again, if you turn it too much, these evergreens are thick and ready to catch.
Big hyzer. Just trying to cut off the distance as much as she can from Maija.
It's a great shot. Keep yourself in the middle of the fairway. Still so much left.
And you can't even see the basket from there.
Mm-mm.
You just know where it is.
Olivia maybe lining up a bigger shot here, trying to use the full fairway.
A little bit
Just
low,
yeah.
but still clean.
If this turns, that's a bomb. Always good to pass the catch cam. That's going to be a great look to.
Yeah,
to
it
par,
is.
yeah.
You can see the basket from there.
Yeah, again, being on that left side kind of opens up as this basket works to the right as you get closer to it. Eveliina just.
Is she going around?
I don't know. She's in such an odd position. Wow.
Is this roller? Nope. This is Sky
come back.
Anheuser. Oh my.
That fight all the way through?
That almost went all the way through, but
Oh my.
can we
goodness.
see that on repeat, please?
I want to see
That
a
was a
follow fly to that
smash.
so much. The creativity, find that line and trust a disc to come all the way back out.
I knew she could throw far, but holy smokes.
Yeah, that was disc golf creativity at its finest.
I don't think I would have gone that way.
Mm-mm.
I would have gone straight.
Yeah, we talked about those, finding that unfortunate spot as Olivia. Sorry, this is Maija turning it up forehand just a little bit too much.
There's a back end route behind there.
Mm-hmm.
Heidi has a good look there. Just put it close.
Yep.
Yeah, that should be an easy putt.
And that's 2 great shots putting her on the green for par.
And this is her 3rd shot from Eveliina. Just going with a Sky forehand, trying to just get it up as far as she can.
It's great. Scrambling,
From
but that was
where-
like max distance scrambling.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't. There's 2 different sides of the scramble coin. It's like, oh, forehand roller. Oh, this little,
Yep.
this 30-foot little jump putt. She threw 400-foot Sky Anheuser and then 200-foot little pitch out forehand. Great display of scramble there from Eveliina.
It's just disc golf knowledge that she knows she can trust that disc to do that and stay that far and get the distance.
Yeah, no doubt.
I wonder if she's practiced that one.
You would hope so. If not, first try. Just high there for the par. That'll be her first bogey of the round. Which is okay, though. This whole playing at 5.
I thought that was in.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit.
A little bit to the right.
Yep. Great putt there from Heidi to find par. Getting a stroke on the field. And only 1 birdie on the day. My well-known name here, Hannah Blumros.
Mm-hmm.
That's a heck of a birdie. 860 feet.
That is playing. I still think par and bogey would feel like a birdie to me.
Mm-hmm.
To get an actual birdie is insane.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Let's move on to hole 5, par 3, 312 feet. Blind shot off the tee. You're going to see a lot of our players go to maybe a mid-range, maybe a high spiking fairway driver, but the out of bounds is very, very close inside the circle, probably not 15 to 20 foot range on the left side. But if you push too long, you also have these trees that really block your putt. So kind of a birdie or die hole, but being blind and the out of bounds, you can find bogey really fast.
I think this is one that you're going to really want to push as far as you can and get that birdie chance.
Yeah, it's one of the holes that birdie is on the table. Definitely so far, but even on the entire course.
But as you look here at this shot, which is almost going in from Eveliina, but is parked now, you want to push it and play for that birdie. But OB is so close.
Yeah, Olivia trying to correct. She's ripping on a Grace here, one of my favorite drivers.
This looks really good. Hopefully it sits right in.
And that's the problem, though, if you're a little bit short there, as we've seen two of our players now be. Let's see if Maija can correct here. Is it's a hard putt to run.
Yeah. I think that's a little inside and OB.
Oh, she's stuck.
Wow.
Just a little bit low there from Heidi.
Yeah, she's just right on the line. You can see her disc there.
Oh, just left. Yeah, putting with the PA3s. Good straight beaded putter. And we'll see her throughout the round, too. She throws it on a forehand for upshots as well. She uses that disc for everything.
Good birdie from Olivia. Just definitely needed that one.
Yeah, after 3 bogeys in a row, getting a birdie feels great. Here's Maija with the comebacker for par. And Eveliina with a tap in here. Definitely the only aceable hole on this course.
It's a blind ace, too.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to know how close she came. On to hole 6, par 3, 400 feet. This one's going to play 2-shot as well, probably close at max distance for these ladies to a guarded green, and it's tough. I mean, you're probably thinking full distance driver, trying to push the edge of those trees and get a look at the
this
basket.
is a positional tee shot. If you want to find birdie here, it's so important to either go up the middle or be long left side.
Yeah,
if not, there's no look. I mean, you have, 6, 7 trees within 10 feet?
Probably more. And you see Eveliina turning it over too much there. I think this from Olivia is just fading out left too quick. And you got to watch for the OB, but she's way short.
Yeah, well before it.
Yep.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of
It's a
interesting
max
things.
distance throw.
We've even seen rollers.
Yes, we have.
When the grass is maybe in a good condition to be able to fight its way and kind of crash into the bowling pins of this green.
This is definitely a par play hole.
If this can turn, this could be a great spot here for Maija. But similar result. I mean, really not even giving it a chance, knowing that the risk that could come from it if you get close, pinching yourself off, but trusting your second shot is the approach here.
Yep.
So important.
Just putting it close. That's what you want to do.
Oh, I thought that had a chance of going in there for a
That
second.
angle made it look like that. Olivia with her second shot. Just sneak through those trees. Yeah. Should be easy up and down.
And Eveliina known to throw these forehands in from this distance. But like we said, just pushing that left side, finding the most open way to the basket. Heidi giving it a run as well.
These ladies don't play around.
It's more fun to watch. I mean, I'd rather have a throw in for birdie from 150 feet than a 6 foot tap in. We want the good content. We want the drink in your hand to spill out of excitement. Not that we've ever done that here on commentary before.
No, not at all. You can see the mud that is on that side.
And maybe just getting in her head, knowing she didn't have good footing, just leaking left there.
And there were no birdies on the day. Which it's not surprising to me because the distance that this one has and also the guarded trees.
Yeah, it's one of those ones you look at the rest of the field, you look and a lot of these players play together all the time, that it's not worth it. It's not worth the stress of, I could go out of bounds or, I could set myself up for a harder shot. I mean, this is round 1, front 9.
Yeah.
There's so much golf left.
Yeah.
Moving on to hole 7, par 3, 318 feet, a hole that is just asking for you to think you got it close and then ruin your day and roll all the way down. Hopefully we don't see our players do that, but the play here is going to be a fairway driver, maybe a flip up mid-range, just trying to hit that hill with the nose up to scoot up. We've also seen a forehand kind of spike into the top of the hill.
Yeah, you definitely just want to hit this hill with a little bit of softness and just stick.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want it to kick up and roll. But we've seen it happen.
Yeah, and if you do turn it over, that's a better thing than hyzering out on the left.
Yep.
Because it gives you a chance to kind of throw that putt straight up in the air compared to bringing in the death putt. See if Olivia can correct. Get a little more height.
She's going to end up on the backside. Maybe not.
That looks great.
Yeah.
It's in a good spot to run it short left. And Heidi slipping again, looking down her feet, saw her heel.
Yep. But nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, pretty sure she'd probably just lay it up there for the par.
Yeah. And these tee pads,
no need
so
to risk
muddy.
It. Yeah. The rain really did kill these tee pads.
Yeah, and you can tell Maija not with her normal stroke there, kind of rotating on her toe after watching Heidi slip. It's such an interesting thing. I mean, the way that disc golf works is, you are paying attention to the other players as you're playing them, but so many times, oh my goodness.
She's going for it. I think she's going to put one in today.
Yeah, it's been 3 out of 7 holes that she's nearly thrown in. Goodness.
I think she just plays with so much confidence in those up shots that she's like, I'm just going to run it. Why not?
It's also confidence
and no
in
fear.
Comeback putt.
And no fear.
Yeah. But going back to the point I was making is we hopefully see Eveliina dropping a birdie here, taking her time. But it's interesting, watching the other players, you never would have thought about your footing until you see someone else slip. Yep. Some of our players are never thinking about birdieing as they see Eveliina find it.
That was a great shot.
Mm-hmm. And that's where you want to be. You want to hit that hill with speed, kind of get yourself in a good position to be able to run it as the rest of our players tap out. Yeah, unless catastrophe strikes, it's a 2 or a 3 here.
Yeah.
Finding a bogey is pretty difficult with how soft this ground is. You kind of sit down a little easier.
Hole 8, par 3, 509 feet, reading max distance, opening up huge for the ladies here. But you got to watch that OB right and OB behind the basket. So this is going to be a 2-shot par 3. Really going to play into where you position yourself. I'd like to probably see a lot of the players end up far left more than far right.
Yeah, this is really off the tee. You can go max distance, but if you do, like you said, if you push too far or if you don't push far enough, as we see Eveliina catching it before she almost finds the evergreens. But this is nearly a par 4.
The upshot on this one is weirdly scary because of the OB behind.
Yeah, it's close. You'll see a lot of the players go to a forehand, try to avoid it, try to shape the end of their shot, that left to right movement, and limit the skip, as Olivia, just a little bit short, catches the last limb. It's going to make that upshot even harder from the distance she has to attack from. It's good correction using a different side of the tee pad here for Heidi.
Yeah, ending up over there is perfectly fine. OB's not in play. And you have a straight line look at the basket.
Yeah, and I believe there was 2, maybe 3 birdies on the entire tournament for the men's field. And those were being thrown over the top of the out of bounds the entire way, and then hitting a huge putt.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, I'm going to put it within 4 feet. You see the forehand approach here from Olivia. That needs to sit.
Stay.
Oh, it's so unfortunate.
Like I said, that OB comes so close.
Yeah, and I mean, hitting that last available tree out of the gap off the tee, you know, in your mind, you're thinking you have to play aggressive. Everyone else is in a better position than me. And it comes back to bite her a little bit. But the rest of our players aren't safe yet with how close that out of bounds is. They could easily pick up a stroke, but then have a tap-in putt. As Maija shapes a crazy forehand here.
This needs to
get
sit
down.
This is OB. Hopefully she gets that disc back because she has been using that all around.
So we see a duck going to try to help her out.
That was a mallard.
Excuse me, my wildlife specialist. What do we realize? Is there mallards and they're Eurasian?
Widgeon.
Widgeon. Never heard of those 2 words before in my life. It's Eveliina deadly with that forehand fairway driver.
She's putting it close, and we'll get the Coty Pizza slow-mo for this one. I honestly wish it was for the other one, but
yeah,
this is a good one as well. Putting it so close to going in.
Yeah, I mean, putting it online, and it's really cool to see a disc of that speed, that kind of like 7 to 9 speed fairway, but
that
knowing how high she has to put it in and knowing it's going to sit and spike and not go anywhere. Really important part of your game, especially on a course where you have these long par 3s where your second shot, your approach game has to be dialed.
Yeah, just putting it close.
Yeah,
taking the damage away.
Right. From that distance, she probably could run it, but the chance that she hits the top, skips off, rolls away with how close it is, it's not worth taking another out of bounds stroke.
It's like 15 feet, less than 15 feet away.
Yeah, I mean, as you saw Maija go out of bounds there, and hopefully, like you said, getting that disc back as she's throwing that only on forehand so far. There's Heidi for par. Just left again. And her putt is so important to have her wrist not break that pole. So she's off left or right with the speed it comes out, kind of that slow motion down to her hip and then snapping through. If it's off just a tiny bit, these Prodigy baskets really don't like anything left or right. You need to hit them hard and in the center. And you can hit them as hard as you want. You can X step from 15 feet and these things will catch it.
But it's also a basket and you're playing with physics.
Yeah.
So
putting's a carnival game.
Random stuff can happen.
It's a carnival game in the end. Putting is.
Yeah, and everybody looking to see if she can get that disc back, but I guess she chooses not to and moves on.
To hole 9, par 3, 249 feet, the shortest hole on the course here. And this is one with the designer, as you're going through, it's with these long par 3s. I mean, the hole before was double the distance.
Yeah.
And now it's like, all right, dial yourself down. Take a breath, take your time, and throw that putter or mid-range dead straight.
And Eveliina does it to perfection.
Ooh, catching the base there, that's perfect. Setting the standard for the rest of the card.
If she cards there again, she'll be -2 for the front 9.
Yeah, it's a great score on the front 9. See if Heidi can match. And really, since she slipped, she's been taking these tee pads a little bit further off, just making sure she is not going to bring that in again, but catching that last tree. Maija disking up to the fairway here. Kicking out right side.
She might have a look to just upplay for the par, get it close to the basket. And Olivia just trying to put this close as she can with the putter. She'll have a look from there.
Yeah, and it's scary, you know, these tight fairways that we're going to continue on. When you disc up to that fairway driver, you're going to have so much more of a reaction off a tree. Being that it's a wider rim disc, it'll continue forwards, continue that left to right a lot more than these mid-ranges and putters. So if you can dial in that class of disc, just a little bit less error can happen. Because like you said, it's not if, it's when.
Yeah.
You're going to have these really bad tree kicks, but minimizing the damage is really important.
It lowers that percentage of that happening.
Mm-hmm. Just a bit out of reach there for Heidi, but we'll have a tap in for par.
And Olivia here for the birdie look.
Oh,
give it to her.
Right. Just an up and down front 9 here for Olivia Kindstedt. Wow, what a front 9 from Eveliina to go -2. 1 bogey on the front 9.
It's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if she can do it on the back 9, which comes with a little bit of fear, I guess you would say.
Mm-hmm.
It plays harsher. You got
Right.
longer shots.
It brings confidence going into the back 9,
It does.
knowing you're under par. You have some strokes to play with. But let's check in with our card here. We had Maija being at +6 and the rest of our players +4. But again, Eveliina putting herself in a position to attack, but also realizing she may not need to attack.
Yeah.
With a 2-stroke lead on Henna and Justine. I mean, it's amazing to be able to watch these players battle, Eveliina and Henna, but also Justine coming to the mix, finding herself on the podium on the first stop of the tour. Exciting to see the 3 of them continue to battle. A new face as well, Ani Makala. Be sure to like and subscribe here as trying to find the Frisbee in the muck. I'm excited to see this back 9 for the first time, see how these players attack it. That 13 through 17 is brutal.
It is, and it's gonna be interesting to see what shots they choose to play that hole.
Yeah. We'll see you guys on the back 9.